I asked you that would you like to listen to something which is completely untrue or something which is partly true, and you would probably say that listening to something partly true is better, but actually the answer is the other way around, because something which has a small grain of truth in it makes you believe that the whole of it is true, whereas that is the really misleading part. From investing, let me tell you that many of us have this impression that what if my parents or grandparents had invested in something like Hindustan Unilever or HDFC Bank, or if you're looking at international stocks, maybe a Tesla or a Apple or Microsoft, then how much better off would I be? But this, while it technically is true that yes, anybody who had invested in these stocks 30 years ago or 25 years ago or 40 years ago would have made a lot of money, but if you were sitting at that point 25 or 40 years ago, would these be the only stocks you would buy? What would have been the list of blue chips as they existed then compared to what you're looking at now? And this real life example, somebody gave me his mother's portfolio, saying she hasn't looked at it in 20 years. And what was in that portfolio? It was DSQ Software, Penta Media, NEPC, Micon, and so on. So all these hot stocks which really went to zero. But even if you look at blue chips, if you look at the original Sensex list, or for that matter, stocks that were in the Nifty at one point, you would have Satyam, you would have Unitech, you would have JP, Suzlon, Reliance Capital, Reliance Power, all kinds of companies which were considered blue chips at one point. So a real portfolio would have included these. Original Sensex had a lot of Mafatlal Group, Scindia Group, Thapar Group, JK, all those were again blue chips of the time. And it is not just about this. Apple, for instance, we all think, wow, any time in history if you had got a chance to invest in Apple, you would have been a fool to let it go. But 17 years after its IPO, it had given zero returns. So, and Tesla also for 10 years went nowhere, and then suddenly it zoomed, and therefore the compounded annual growth rate or CAGR started to look very good. The other point is that both Apple and Tesla came close to bankruptcy many times during their history, as did Amazon also. So those are all factors we forget when we look at just the straight line of a success. So whenever you're looking at the picture, see whether it's a complete picture or whether if you step back, look at everything around it, the picture changes. And it's not just about this, the examples I'm giving you are of survivorship bias, but there are many others also where the full picture is not there. There's a video going around of Asian Paints saying that Asian Paints delivers paints to its dealers twice a day, every day. Now, if you go to any paint dealer, you would realize that this is untrue, because the paint shades are mixed by the dealer and there is no even once a day delivery from the factory, which anyway would be extremely inefficient. But the grain of truth in this, that Asian Paints management, yes, is extremely professional. Among the Indian promoted companies, it was the first to professionalize its management, or one of the first at least, and first to embrace technology. So on that history, it's very easy to say that they are doing this, even though it's completely untrue. So be very cognizant of whether even when you are saying something, whether you are looking at the entire picture or only a part of the picture, because the part of the picture can be very misleading. So I hope it was interesting, and I hope it opened some windows in your mind.